Which was your first WSRM or ISRM meeting that you attended?
I will tell you, I think I attended nearly all of them, except the last one in Mexico, because it was a long trip for me and I had a lot of obligations. I was just finishing my official career in Munich after leading the department for more than 20 years, and I was not able to go there. Actually, I was involved in every one others. I remember very well Bologna and all this, and we have a Modena, I think one it was in Modena as well, and therefore I'm really active in this society because I'm one of the founding members of this society, and my life is the reconstructive microsurgery. Therefore, I'm really involved in all this happening.
How do you think WSRM has changed over the last 2 decades?
I think they did amazing work. And what I like, at the beginning it was a small society. But now we have an amazing development of reconstructive microsurgery all over the world. And of course, the Asia, USA, Europe is developing very fast. And I think we now arrive some level of developing that you should try now, and I will suggest that for the new generation of vice president, president, and all board of our society, to try to spread it in the small countries. Because I'm now moved from Germany to Croatia, and Croatia is a small country, it's less than 4 million people, But we have amazing surgery there. We had a lot of microsurgeons. But unfortunately, here at the meeting, I think only 4 or 5 are attending the meeting. And the problem is for the small, not very rich country, to attend the meeting is very expensive. And this is and I think the next step in our development is actually to get to do the teaching of the people in the small, undeveloped country and trying to make some cooperation between the local society and the world society.
What do you think is the most important contribution or innovation that our specialty has made?
I think this is actually to make standards in this technique. Always we have some part what is the experimentally, what we are trying to improve the quality of reconstruction and everything, but after some times we define what really works. And society has the capacity to confirm that and to tell you with the expert, look at, this is a good idea, but it doesn't work really. The best way is to go there. And when you come to this meeting, you can take those standards and apply in your institution. You are not now allowed to do some experimental work. And therefore, I think this is something what you can get here, the standards of the procedures. And to tell you, I will tell you, when I presented first time it was in 2003, giving the Marco Godina lecture, and I presented the lower lip reconstruction with innervated gracilis free flap. It was completely new procedure, And the young guy came to me from Chicago and told me, could you give me now really suggestions how you to do that? I made the drawings, I made everything. And he made the best paper the next year because he had the case at home. He did the case on these suggestions, and it was the best case a year later. And it was at the American micro meeting, And I think this is something what you can get here. You have experts, you will go to them, you will ask them, and they will tell you honestly, this method, this technique is really working very well. Don't do that because you will have a lot of difficulties.
Who are your personal legends or giants in plastic surgery and why?
I will tell you my personal legend was Marco Godina, because I was born in former Yugoslavia and Marco Godina unfortunately died 86 after traffic accident, and he was actually the best surgeon as I ever met. His philosophy was amazing philosophy, And I tried to continue this philosophy because he died at the age of 43. and the American Society of Reconstructive Microsurgery make this Marco Godina Fellowship program, the lecture and everything, actually as a recognition for the work, what he did. And he made the biggest influence in my personal development. And what I try to pick up some for Roland Zucker. He was a great guy using the functional, Manktelov, using the functional muscle reconstruction, you know. And you have always to pick some ideas, technique, procedures from the well-known surgeon. Sometimes, of course, you have a maybe opposite opinion, but therefore you have opportunity at the meeting to choose the people who are thinking very similar to you and having this very similar philosophy. And this is the privilege of this meeting.
What is your favorite operation?
I have my favorite operation, and one of them, what I told you, I introduced many procedures as the first one in the world, you know. And my favorite operations is functional reconstruction, using the functional muscle transfer to the lower extremity, to the lower lip, to the urinary bladder. We call it latissimus dorsi trusor myoplastic, actually to give the function to the paralyzed urinary bladder, abdominal wall reconstruction. My main interest is actually to do the functional reconstruction with extremely nice aesthetical appearance of the end. Because when I started the microsurgery in '84, you know, at that time it was important to close the defect. It doesn't matter how it looks like. Because before that, the patient was staying for months and months in the hospital with these cross leg flaps and, you know, the very old-fashioned. And we started with micro. We were able to solve the problem in 2-3 weeks. And nobody was taking care about appearance of the flap. The surviving of the flap was most important. And I was the third generation in the hospital, and I started to thinking about that, how to improve aesthetical outcomes, how to tailor the flap, you know, to choose an appropriate procedure. And this is something that makes me really very, very happy if the people accept this way of selection, you know, selection of the best procedure to get the best result according to the function and according to the aesthetic.
Is there any operation that you do not perform today anymore?
Oh, I have to think about that. I will tell. When I started the surgery, it was a cross-leg, a normal procedure. And you couldn't believe it. I repeat this procedure, but I was taking the free latissimus dorsal muscle and tried to reconstruct in the young boy both legs with one free flap, making the cross-leg, you know, with a cross-leg technique with a free flap. And the second operation was very simple. Without any local anesthesia, you can cut the muscle and you cover the second leg. It was in very difficult cases with meningococcal sepsis. And you know the patient has a very big fighting for the life and survive that. And now to avoid the 2 big operations, I did one and put the cross leg. It means the old technique helped me actually to find a different solution. You know, I've had 2 cases in my life until now.
And lastly, what would you have become if you were not a plastic surgeon?
I couldn't imagine my life without this type of surgery. You know, because I really invested now 41 years in my plastic surgery. I live for that, and I'm now retired officially. But I started to work in the private hospital, opened my International Surgical Academy to educate the young generation. And if I would be born again, I would be again the plastic surgeon, because this is the most interesting, most creative surgery, because every one of us learned the same principles. But the matter is how you use those principles, how do you apply that. And I think if you love it, if you are so enthusiastic, I will do until the last moment of my life, I will stay in this part of surgery.